squared equals negative 21. So say you didn't notice that this didn't have an x, and you didn't use solving by square root, but instead you decided to use the quadratic formula. So the first step in the quadratic formula is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So you're trying to get it into standard form. So that means we need it to be equal to 0. Right now it's equal to negative 21. So I need to move that 21 to the other side by adding it. Okay, it doesn't have a like term on this side, so I'm just going to slide it on here. So I got 7x squared plus 21 equals 0. So standard form, I'm done with that. Okay, so now I need to find a, b, and c. So a, we know, is always next to the x squared term. So a this time is 7. Okay, b is always next to the x term. Oh no, if you look at this, I don't have an x. So that means that b is 0. Okay, and then c is the constant by itself, which is 21. So I've got a, b, and c. I'm ready to go ahead and plug it into the quadratic formula. Go ahead and pause your video, write down the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we're ready to start plugging things in. So a goes here and here, b goes here and here, and c only goes right here. So pause your video, plug it in. Okay, so you should have gotten x equals the opposite of 0 plus or minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times 7 times 21 all over 2 times 7. So now we're ready to simplify. So there are 3 spots we got to simplify. Here, here, and here. So that means we're going to end up with some number plus or minus the square root of some number divided by some number. Okay? So opposite of 0 is our first thing. So opposite of 0, 0 doesn't have an opposite, so it's just 0. Then you got to plug in all of this stuff to see what's under the square root. So pause your video, plug it into your calculator. I got negative 588. Hopefully you got the same thing. And then 2 times 7 is on the bottom, so that's 14. So my next step is to simplify the square root. First thing I notice about that square root right here is that it is negative. You can't do the square root of a negative. That doesn't exist. So I'm actually done with my problem. All I need to write for my solution is that there are no real solutions because it doesn't, the square root, let me rephrase that. You can't have a square root of a negative number. So no real solutions. And we are done with this problem.